Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Health Made Easy. I'm your host, Dr. Jason Jones, your practical voice in a world of confusing health information. And we are continuing our series on B vitamins. And I got to tell you, if you want to be a healthy person, you need B vitamins. And if you are not feeling well, it could be a symptom of a B vitamin deficiency, which is what we're going to talk about today. In previous podcasts, we've talked about, what B vitamins are, what are the 8 different types of them, their functions, the food sources. If you missed those podcasts, go back and check those out. Or you can go over to our blog and see all the text or read about it if you want to. But what we're going to focus on today are going to be the common symptoms that are associated with a deficiency in each of the 8 sort of B group vitamins. Now, B vitamins are essential for maintaining cellular health. You know, those 10 trillion or 100 trillion, depending on who you listen to, cells that make up who you are, but also keeping you energized. You have to keep taking them in adequate amounts because they're water soluble and they're not stored in the body. So you take them, you use them, and then you need more of them. So excess amounts, are basically going to be just taken right out through your urine, and we talked about that before in a previous podcast. So if you're taking a B vitamin supplement and initially your urine is like super neon yellow or green, like this glowing color, then that's going to be the riboflavin in that actual B vitamin. Now, some foods are very high in several of the B vitamins, which you probably caught from one of our previous podcasts. But certain foods are particularly high in a specific one. So eating a balanced diet overall is the key to getting these things. But then at the same time, it's not a bad idea to supplement them, because if you do take too many of them, you're just going to urinate it out anyway. And I would rather have more that I need than not have enough. So if you go over to our blog, associated with this particular podcast, to go through like the basically recommended daily intakes for these things. However, again, I recommend going more than that. Now, a normal, healthy, and balanced diet should supply all the vitamins in adequate amounts, but some common symptoms are associated with a deficiency with any number of these things. So if you have a deficiency, it is definitely something that you want to get checked out more thoroughly. But some of us do suffer from B vitamin deficiencies. And a high-risk group includes things like pregnant women, people with certain conditions such as celiac disease, Crohn's disease, and even HIV. So what are the symptoms of a B vitamin deficiency? Okay, well, it's going to be based on the particular B vitamin, but I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the symptoms of the deficiency of each one. So vitamin B1 and B2 deficiency are very rare because many foods, including whole grain cereals and milk and things that people eat on a regular basis, are pretty much fortified with these particular vitamins. B3 deficiency is also very rare, but a severe deficiency of this vitamin can result in a condition known as pellagra, which is characterized by symptoms such as a bright red tongue, rough skin that turns red or brown in the sun, constipation and diarrhea, vomiting, aggressive, paranoid, suicidal behavior, fatigue, hallucinations. Vitamin B5 deficiency is also extremely rare because it is found in a variety of foods such as, kidney, milk, eggs, meats, legumes, and just so many more. Now, B6 is also rare, but women who take contraceptive pills or who drink excessive amounts of alcohol, people with thyroid disease, and the elderly are certainly much more at risk. Now, B7 is required in very small amounts, and it's widely distributed in foods, so its deficiency is also rare. However, overconsumption of things like raw eggs for several months can induce a deficiency. This is because the protein in the egg whites inhibit the absorption of biotin. Bodybuilders should definitely keep this in mind because a lot of times they'll eat like raw eggs, or they do like the Rocky Shake, if you will. B9, what that could result in are things like trouble concentrating, fatigue, certain types of anemia, palpitations, shortness of breath, headaches, irritability, changes in hair, skin, and fingernail color, and even like open sores, in the mouth. Pregnant women who are deficient in B9 or folate can end up having babies, with like neural tube defects. That's why they'll say to take folic acid, which is not the best form of folate. However, it is better than doing nothing. That's for sure. Now, B12 can lead to a disruption in the circulatory system and the nervous system, and also a deficiency in this vitamin can lead to certain types of anemia. Where the red blood cells are altered in shape, which is going to affect the bone marrow and cause the red blood cells not to function properly. Now, some symptoms associated with B12 deficiency: weakness, tiredness or fatigue, confusion, weight loss, constipation, poor memory, soreness in the mouth, balance problems, and loss of appetite. So if you suspect that you might have some type of B vitamin deficiency, you can certainly call your doctor, for a physical exam and do some blood testing. However, what you can do is make sure that you eat a wide, varied diet of different vegetables, fruits, lean meats, and grains. But then also B vitamin supplements, even the really, really good ones, are very inexpensive, and typically taking about one capsule a day. Again, it tops off your stores. You might get a little bit more than you need, but that's okay. You're just going to urinate it out anyway. Again, better off to do that than to be deficient, because typically deficiencies come about very slowly over time. And by the time you know you're deficient, you're already really, really, really deficient. So if you want to be super healthy, make sure that you get all your Bs. And we would be very grateful if you went onto your podcast player, gave us a rating and a review. Don't really care what you write on there, but we'd love to have some feedback from you. And we love reading those, and we do appreciate you very much. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you on the next podcast. Bye-bye.